You know, whatever our enemy think that they are doing it in order to kill us, to in order to subjugate or to subdue the struggle, is don't know that they are taking it to another level. That is why when I look to mischief makers, I laugh. I say, these people, you should be ashamed, because history will remember you just like Okpa Biaseka. Who answers Okpa Biaseka today? Where are his children? They changed their names. Is it good? The time their father was doing what he was doing, he thought that at least he want to be a governor, administrator, a political position. Now he must be there. So that is why killing his people, he must be there. But today, his children and children, they now hide from that name. Is it a good thing? Just tell me, is that a good thing? When you cannot answer your father's name, you are hiding. Somebody will see you and say, you resemble Okpa Biaseka. Are you not one of his sons? Say, no, who is that man? Yeah, I don't know him. Do you think that is a good thing? Do you think? It's being pursued by the land. Do you understand? Therefore, whatever you are doing in this struggle, nakwe cheki, because we are moving forward. It doesn't matter the pushings of our enemies and detractors, we must move forward. Before I bring in my guest of today, I will just read them just few headlines, please. Few headlines. There is one headline, it says, Northern group to boycott Igbo goods in response to IPOB's ban on beef. Okay? Let's read it a bit. The coalition of northern groups, that is today's news, January 7th, 2022. The coalition of northern groups have reacted to the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra's ban. Do you see what we talk about Nigerian media? Every time they talk about IPOB, they make sure that they put that word, proscribed. But bandits, no proscribed. They don't put it. No. Bandits. Fulani headsmen, no proscription. All right. Do you see the mischief that is happening? Nigeria is in a quagmire today because they try to split atom. People don't understand this. Maybe the other day I said it. The nuclear bomb we have today. Do you know it is as a result of breaking the tiniest particle in this planet Earth? The tiniest particle is an atom. Do you understand? So, in order to break it using uranium and the other means, now you have chain reaction. Nigeria, the powers to be, the creators of Nigeria, they tried to break the mitochondria, the dots. I'm not talking it in their context. In our context, the dots, the nucleus, they try to break that atom, and what you are seeing in Nigeria today is the ricochet event. Effect. It's a chain reaction. When you try to break atom, it has a very devastating chain reaction. Do you remember what our leader said? That the North, they will be ravaged. That is it. Okay. Now, the coalition of northern groups are reacted to the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra's ban on consumption of Fulani cows or beef in Southeast, calling for a total boycott of all businesses operated by the Igbo all over the North. Is it not the best? Do you see how the leadership of this struggle is dismantling the zoo beef bit by bit? For those that don't want to come back home, For those Biafran that are now in the north, how I wish that they boycott your goods and services. I know that even from boycotting, they will start destroying your properties. So it is better for you to do the needful. We welcome it. It's a very big welcome development, because two opposing ideologies can never stay together in a so-called one country. Therefore, I even encourage the Northern Coalition Group to please hammer it every day in the north, so that they will be able to boycott the Igbo or Biafran goods in the north. It is good. As from the 22nd day of April, I mean from April 2022, it's a welcome development, because the order has been dished out that as from April, there should be no more Fulani cows being used in our land for any celebration. You know, people think that, don't worry now, the time. You have the time. You know, our people are very stubborn. They think now, look, don't worry, until that time you will understand how serious we are. That time you will understand. That is why since last year, the leadership of this struggle has been telling us, telling Biafrans, telling everybody, telling those that are using or doing business on Fulani cows, look for another means of livelihood. Because Yasukwe, when the time elapses, that time you will know we are in a freedom fighting. Do you understand? Sacrifices must be made. Our leader is in the dungeon. It's a very huge sacrifice. He lost his parents. It's a very big sacrifice. Therefore, we shall never, because of the business interests of few, and continue putting ourselves into bondage. Because this is what the Fulanese, this is what the caliphate, the weapon they have been using against us. No, these people, can they leave their properties in the north? Can they do say, no, don't worry? Can they? Before they say, Igbo man cannot close his markets for one day. But they saw it that now Biafra is more than your business. Do you understand? The leadership has given that command. Therefore, it must be obeyed. It doesn't matter. We even welcome Abdulaziz Suleiman. Please tell the caliphate. As from that date, let them boycott also the services or the goods of Biafrans. They call Igbo. Igbo, it doesn't matter whether you are a Joe, you are the Efik. Everybody is Igbo to them. Do you understand? So it's teaching time saves 9. Onye mara aso ya so n'ikwe. Ị ga-amakwa na aso eso n'ala. That is the thing. Let me go on few minutes break, so that I will bring in my guests of today. Please, I will go on few minutes break in order to bring in the guests of today in this interactive session of Radio Biafra House of Service, coming to you through Radio Biafra London. I will be right back.
Well, this is OPM. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPF families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafra War in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, Waka River, the vanishing hope to life. Let the Biafra army to fight, and they were singing out. They were singing out. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafra to victory. Iyomadika, Africa, Kapana, Noah. Hey, I don't make it's an honor to have you on board. Wanna thank you, Lord. It's an honor to thank you, Lord. It's an honor holy, 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 holy. It's an honor holy, Nandekana is another Savior. Another Savior. Holy, 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 another Savior. Another Savior. Well, this is OPM. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPF families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafra war, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one my river, the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafra army to fight, and they were singing out.
17th of January in the year of our Lord 2022, I am now joined by Maazi Chinasa Nworu and Maazi Abanyam. Please welcome to the program. Please, can you hear me, Maazi?
Yeah, Maazi, I can hear you. I can hear you very clearly. Good evening, Maazi Chinedu. This evening I'm here with my colleague, a member of the DOS, Maazi Austin Abanyam. Biafrans, friends of Biafrans, and lovers of freedom. My name is Maazi Chinasa Nworu. Maazi Chinasa Nworu served the indigenous people of Biafra as a member of the Directorate of State. I hail from Obingwa. Obingwa is in Aba province. This evening, we have come on air. This is our New Year interactive section. We believe that people have stick to their radio. If you have questions that are bothering you, you need some clarifications, this is always the opportunity you have to bring on those questions. That is why these members of the Directorate of State are always coming on air to clarify our people, to educate our people. We might not be able to be coming on air on a daily basis because we have people anchoring the programs. We have people and they're doing a very great job. Maazi Jonathan is doing a great job. Maazi Ike Peters, Ike Chukwunoha, Tareme Me, Maazi Obilo, Mwachineke from Asia, and the Maazi Alozie. Everybody, many people, they are doing a great job, and all their programs are very educative. That is why we might not, and what we are doing is not something we can be coming every day, be talking. We want, anytime we come on air, we must come to educate our people. We must come to clarify some doubt. This is a struggle. This is not an entertainment business. We do not just want to come on air to tell you something that will make your body so sweet so that you can go and sleep. We have to face the reality. Before we speak to our people, we will make sure that what we are telling our people is the accurate information. We will make sure that what we are telling our people is something that will never backfire on our people. We will make sure that every action we are taking must be an action that will preserve this struggle and preserve every other Biafrans who have staked their life, their businesses in what we are doing. Therefore, Biafrans, this evening, I know some people do say we take a lot of time educating our people. Maazi Nnamdi Kanu have took many years to educate our people, but still, not everybody have removed themselves. Many people are still wearing that crown of ignorance, moving around, finding one excuse or the other to tell the world that IPOB is not in order, or to tell the world that IPOB leadership is not in control of this movement. But this evening, by the time we will educate our people, make some clarifications, it is left for you to know which road to follow. There is only one way. That way is the restoration of Biafra under the leadership of Maazi Nnamdi Kanu and with the people he left behind, whom he asked to take over from what he has been doing in case he is not there. And this evening, I hope at the end of this program, most of you will be fulfilled. Most of you will go home fulfilled and know that this leadership is still in the right course on the restoration of Biafra. Thank you, Maazi Chinedu. Please, Maazi Abanyam, you take over the mic. Thank you.
Thank you, Maazi Chinasa Nworu. Thank you, Maazi Chinedu, for anchoring this program. And Biafrans are commending you for the wisdom you display day in, day out, trying to educate our people, trying to enlighten them. Your message is being heard all around the world. And we are grateful for all you are doing, praying that Biafra will continue to bless you and all the presenters of this Biafra program. You guys are doing a great job. I want to start by saying short prayer for our leader, wherever he is, that Chukwu Kabiyama will continue to sustain him protect him against all harms, the way he protected Daniel in the lion's den according to the scriptures. Because Nnamdi Kanu has made the Lord his refuge and fortress, and therefore he will never be despised or forsaken, because all eyes are on him. Chukwu Okabiyama will also never lay shame before his mighty name, because Nnamdi Kanu has called his name morning, afternoon, and night. And their friends are waiting to see the hand of the Lord manifest in the life of our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. We continue to pray that no harm shall befall him, and he shall be released unconditionally by the power of the mighty Chukwu Okabiyama. He shall be released, and he shall be the one to lead us into the new and independent sovereign nation of Biafra, where we shall sing and dance to the praise and to worship, to the adoration and the exaltation of the Lord Chukwu Okabiyama in the land of Biafra, because his name shall be immortalized in the land of Biafra when Biafra is finally restored. I pray also for the ESN, that they shall be united. Victory shall be their own. The enemies that are coming to distract, to bring confusion, and to divide the family of IPOB shall always fail. ESN shall be victorious. They are anchored in truth, in harmony, and in honesty, and they shall do the work for which they have been formed, the work which they have come to sacrifice their lives and everything they have to protect their land, their heritage, and the people. We pray that they shall live to win the victory for Biafra and live to enjoy the land of Biafra. We thank every other IPOB family member who is working assiduously to ensure that this struggle is kept afloat in the absence of our leader. Our media warriors, those who have been incarcerated in many prison and detention centers in the zoo and in Biafra land, we pray for you guys. Chukwu Okabiyama continue to sustain you wherever you are, and he shall, in his infinite mercy, release you people. And we are going to do our own best to ensure that you gain your freedom. Thank you, Biafrans. Good evening from here. Good morning and good night, depending on your time zone. I pray in the name of Chukwu Okabiyama that every Biafran listening to this program, those who are also not able to listen, but they are supporting the restoration of Biafra, working assiduously in their own capacity to ensure that we gain our freedom. Chukwu Okabiyama shall continue to sustain and bless each and every one of you. In the mighty name of Chukwu Okabiyama, we have prayed. He said, dear friends, I want to thank you all for listening. We have come again from the Directorate of State to, as my colleague Mazi Chinasa Nwuru has already alluded, we have come to answer some questions. We have come to clarify issues. We have come to educate and enlighten our people regarding the struggle, because we have noticed, sadly, that upon all the years our leader Nnamdi Kanu has spent educating and directing and trying to open the eyes of our people, which we are sure that millions have benefited from what we call the University of Radio Biafra. But sadly enough, there are a handful of those who have remained dormant and ignorant to the fact that they still listen to gossip, forgetting what they have learned. Just a little twist of the enemy, they will be torn around by the wind of every wind that blows, both east, west, north, and south. They have forgotten what they should have learned from what our leader has been teaching them. But we are here tonight to set the record straight and to ensure that by the end of this program, the informed mind will have learned, even the ignorant would learn, and the blind will see, and the deaf will also hear. Important thing is that you are in the spirit, because our struggle is divinely ordained. It's not for carnal mind. That's why our leader has maintained that this struggle is not for poor people. The poor people cannot do freedom fighting. That's why I see them running helter-skelter, trying to see how they can make living from a struggle that you know that blood has been shed and still being shed for the sake of our freedom. And some people have come here just to make a living out of the blood of their kin, blood of their brothers and sisters who have been killed beginning from 1945 till date. We are here to ensure that we go home as soon as possible, that our leader shall be released by the power and grace and mercy of Chukwu Kabiama. And from the little that we can afford as humans, we are going to give our best. This is what the Directorate of State has been doing. That's what we will continue to do. We don't have time for gossips. You won't see us on Facebook gossiping, on YouTube gossiping, because we are too busy to do that. Our leader has assigned us important assignments to do, and that's what we have been doing. And we believe with our little effort and the grace of Chukwu Abiyama, victory shall be ours, even tomorrow, even today. We are going to be victorious. In his mighty name, we have prayed. Thank you, Brad France. Thank you so much.
There were Mazi. I want us to start this before going into more pressing issues, please. Because many people listen to this. I want you to listen just a few minutes so that we just make some clarification. You can make your comments about it so that we move on. Please, let us listen.
From Mazi Kingsley Kamita Kano, the younger brother.
This is some statements by the brother of our leader. So I want you people to listen to it, please, before we continue, please.
The way we do things to avoid that when he removed somebody on 10th or 9th of May in one of his broadcasts from meddling into the affairs of Ndinche Nolo, yes, sir. I got her note what she wrote from A to Z, episode she wrote. How she disagree with Martin Dandekan. This is somebody that has not been up to 2 years in IPOB. After that, I didn't speak to her again. I closed my mouth. Fortunately for me, I came into the meeting they did on the date she pronounced on the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. And the meeting is about lobbying group in UK. She was lying to you people now, she jumped it. Because at the time I engaged them. The lobbying group in UK. I myself haven't lived in UK, there is nothing like that. I am working with people in the UK. When I mean people in UK, the top of all. I work with them in UK and I know how things go. They went at the back and cooked up and said that. When you authorize the lobbying group to exist. And that even the same woman speaking, that then I was instructed to release funds on that effect. I can categorically tell you that is lies. Even when I went to the meeting, that man made mention of that very issue. You know what I told him, man? I said, don't worry. I will come and back you. I did. The next day, I called him and told him that you guys are telling lies. It might be misinformation because they tell lies. They brought in Abanim. Mazi Austin Abanim, the European Continental Rep. Mazi Chike Doziem. That only said to them, the same woman that was speaking said that he got the information that she's communicating with only this legal team on that note. That one she missed. She didn't say that. This is how you see them when they lie. They want to bring in people. Told her categorically, having in UK, the easiest way to lobby is for you to have an appointment and meet your GP in his or her surgery and explain the situations to them. Now, funny enough, when I was debating these people, you know what? They told me that the lobbying group is only after the release of Onyendu and not for the referendum. That was when I paused and said, oh, Onyendu Sudanese is saying it. People should be talking about is referendum. That is the most important thing, and not what people are saying. And all of them ganged up and said that this was what happened. After confirming that to them, the woman, unluckily for her, unfortunately for her, she went and made that statement, telling people she went and made that statement, pointing fingers on me, that I was the one that tried to disrupt all the health in the world. I told them, I repeated again, that what they are doing is fraudulent. People are using the name of Onyendu to make fool of other people. That is what I detest so much. If you watch what was played in the last months, Onyendu was an addition to Nigeria. You have a lot of things coming up, how people are speaking, left, right, and center like idiots, because they want to make fool of our people. I myself, as Kanu Takano, as one coach, I've been in this struggle more than every one of them, arguably. I mean, all of them, collectively. I know what is happening in IPO. Most of them are after where money is. I repeat again, the issue of IPOB financial system is very clear. Any person, it doesn't matter the position you occupy in IPOB. You have no to discuss the issues of finance without Madam Nehanga. It is a very clear order from the head command of this struggle. Why are these people not doing what they are being asked to do? Why they go back talking about things they're not supposed to talk about? That is the question you have to ask yourself. Because when they want to lie, they start pulling things up and down. I'm not here to beg people not to believe in what you believe. I still strongly believe in DOX. I strongly believe the way things are. But I mean, we should get the record straight and tell people the truth. Because it is very, very important that our people understand what is happening. But some people are taking the advantage because they occupy the high positions. You will see them, they will come out and be telling you about what Onyendu said and what Onyendu did not say. By lying to the people of Biafra, that is what I, Kanu Takano, will not do. I will stand on the truth. I know what we've passed through. I know why my parents died. I know why most of our comrades died. I know why they are still dying. I know why most of them are still passing through all this hell they are passing through today. I am here to say the truth. I don't care what they say. Any person that wants to struggle, this foundation of this struggle was laid on the truth and nothing more. And we should always remain to say the truth at all times. They themselves, they are positioning. I asked that woman one simple question, and the people she's working with. The UK National Code.
Okay, Mazi, I think you people have heard it, and Mazi Abanyam, I think is in your jurisdiction. What do you make of this? What do you make of this, particularly Mazi Abanyam? Can you hear me? Please go on.
Yes, thank you, Mazi Chinedu. I've heard that comment a number of times. First of all, let me just say this. Kalunta is trying to tell Biafran that he is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra by coming out to denigrate and castigate the DOS, the governing body of this struggle. That the leadership of indigenous people of Biafra, headed by Chike Edoziem, should stay away from what fund is all about. My question to Kalunta is that when our leader was free, is our leader not in charge of telling Madam Nehanga where to send funds, what to do with funds, and she will do it without questioning? Now that Mazi Chike Edoziem is sitting in that position of our leader, why should he not have the power to do the same thing in deputizing our leader? Okay, calling DOS fraudsters or people who have come to defraud our people which is insulting. It's very, very insulting to the people who have dedicated their time, their life, and their resources to make sure that this struggle is kept afloat. Kanunta said he believed in DOS. At the same time, he sees them as criminals. This is very, very important to tell Biafrans that Mazi Kanunta Kanu is not in charge of legal, as he claimed. He is not in charge of legal. He was given the assignment to the legal who is looking after the Kanu family, not IPOB legal. This is the half-truth he told Biafrans. This is half-truth, and half-truth is always a lie. If you don't tell the whole truth, you are telling lies. Kanunta is not in charge of legal for IPOB. Because when we started this struggle, Kanunta was nowhere to be found. He said he was the oldest member of this struggle. When we started this struggle, everybody who has been in this struggle from the beginning will attest to the fact that Kanunta has not been with us. The first time we saw him in this struggle is when our leader was first abducted and incarcerated in 2015, and we started going for rallies. And we met him in Belgium in 2016. That's the first time we saw him. For him to come and claim the authority to take to people and authority to criticize and denigrate the DOS and their decision, especially Mazi Kedoziem, who is the head of the directorate, seems to have no respect where Kanunta is and his cohorts, because somebody is pushing him to say what he's saying because he's interested in the fund. Kanunta, you have no place in this struggle to be able to come and talk about what you don't know about. You're telling me that everything that we know in the DOS, you know it. Are you telling me that the fundraising that we have organized is not approved by our leader? That means that you are really you don't know what you're talking about, because this struggle is not something that is called family business. Nnamdi Kanu has trusted the Directorate of State, and the head of Directorate is Mazi Kedoziem. You were there and your cohorts before he appointed Mazi Kedoziem to be the head of Directorate, because he knows quite well that this struggle is not a family business. If you are qualified to be the head of Directorate or something even bigger than the head of Directorate, he would have given you that position. But I think you have been weighed and found wanting. That's why you are not giving this position. If by any time you want to get in touch with your brother, ask him if you want to make you a member of the Directorate of State. Then you can come and work with us. But as long as you're not one of the members of the Directorate of State, you have no business coming here to give orders and to castigate and criticize unnecessarily what you don't know about. Mazi Kedoziem receives information on daily basis to run this struggle from every angle, which you don't have access to. So the legal team that we are making fundraising to or for is not something of your knowledge, and we are not going to give you information about that. There are classified information in what we are doing. You must know not everything in this struggle. You must not know everything. There are things you don't know, and to stay away until you become an insider. This is not a family business. We have said this before, and we are maintaining that you should stay away from the business of the Directorate of State, because you are not one of us. If you want to be a member, go to the right channel and don't come to the back door and start bragging of things you don't know anything about. I am the European rep. If you mean well for this struggle, if you mean well for the release of your brother, you should be in constant communication with me or other members of the Directorate of State, but you never do that. You never called me before. You are in Europe. You are under my jurisdiction. Have you called me before to discuss important issues, to discuss what the DOS is doing, to discuss things that you don't know about before going on air to speak out things that is meant and geared towards destabilizing this struggle, trying to put the DOS in bad light and trying to launder your image, which is not launderable. Don't provoke the DOS so that we may not open the can of worms about you. Go and check my record. I am Mazi Austin Abine. I am the European rep. Go and check my record. My portfolio has nothing to do with fund. All I'm doing is the work that our leader has given me to do. Ask everyone in Europe about my legacy. Go and ask, make your research, and don't ever mention my name in this regard, because what I'm doing is following the instruction given to me by the head of Directorate, Master Chike, who is our leader at the moment. He is sitting in the place of our leader, and every member of state and every IPOB member must accord respect to, including you and your cohorts. This struggle, IPOB struggle, is not a family business. Get that to your skull. IPOB member must accord respect to, including you and your cohorts. This struggle, IPOB struggle, is not a family business. Get that to your skull. IPOB member must accord respect to, including you and your cohorts. This struggle, IPOB struggle, is not a family business. Get that to your skull. Including you and your cohorts. This struggle, IPOB struggle, is not a family business. Get that to your skull. Must accord respect to, including you and your cohorts. This struggle, IPOB struggle, is not a family business. Get that to your skull.
Nigerians are not sincere by Remi Oyeyemi, one Yoruba couple. They know, as I tell you on radio, Biafra,
including you and your cohorts.
When I tell you that Nigeria.
This struggle, IPOB struggle, is not a family business. Get that to your skull. Must accord respect to, including you and your cohorts. This struggle, IPOB struggle, is not a family business. Get that to your skull. must accord respect to, including you and your cohorts. This struggle, IPOB struggle, is not a family business. Get that to your skull.
UK to do a fundraising for something for about illegal issues on the lobbying issues in UK. So, but to my greatest surprise, I saw when we were, people are called off names. There are people that will call off names, don't worry, but it's when somebody very close, who we think that, understand what we are doing, we come outside and call members of the criminals, all these things. They are not helping the problem. What they are doing is to jeopardize what we are doing. That's what the people are doing. For example, I have been labeled, an ordinary person can label some accusation against you, but there are people, when they label accusation against you, you will find it that this is just to make sure you don't know what they are fighting for. You know one thing, Mazi Chinedu, I am really, really shocked the way our people are behaving during this. Our leader is not present when our leader has a problem. Because I am trying to get myself back from the day our leader was rendition to Nigeria. From the first 5 days, a lot of things were happening. A lot of things were happening. People wanted the leadership destroyed. People wanted ESN handed over to them. People wanted the finance of IPOB handed over to them. People don't know what we are battling on the ground. Some people wanted to be part of the DOS. Some people want to take over the radio. These things were happening in a space of 10 days, 5 to 10 days. And you're asking yourself, what is all this? That means all this were pre-planned. All this were planned even before our leader was arrested. Because if you start to look things back, you will find out that while IPOB, the leadership, and many members of IPOB were in shock, some people were already flowing in their news what they want people to buy. They were not talking about how did this happen. They already have their conclusion. They know who sold our leader. They know who have stolen IPOB money. They know who have taken IPOB money. They know who to hand over. They know who to take over the radio. Every of this plan were all set aside. They were like waiting for these things to happen. They all come out. This is really, really what surprises me. I mean, in 1 week, many people were not, the shock of the arrest of our leader, people in 1 week, people could not even, they were still in shock. Because one thing people have to know, even when our leader was there, we don't discuss IPOB finance on air. There is no movement like this kind of movement that will come on air, they're talking about their finance. It doesn't happen. But sometimes you see us try. Trying $750,000 They call people at home. They say Chinasa Nworu and Chike Dosiemu took. Where is this money? Where? Who have this money? In whose custody? That is why when I look at the way our people are blackmailing people, for what reason? Before today, I didn't join IPOB today. I joined IPOB in 2013. I have not been found wanting in anything I'm doing. Just in 6 months, in less than 6 months, our leader is under. In all these years, I have never been part of any finance for IPOB. Instead, I put my money. People in Biafra land can give testimonies, not from IPOB purse, because we know this is for ourselves. And it's surprising. Sometimes people think that the money I give to them to support them, it is IPOB money. It is not IPOB money. The people in finance know the money. In the absence of our leader, there is no money you are asking for. You won't say what this money is for. And if you don't mention what the money is for, why will it be given to you? It's very simple. Then people go outside, they call you criminal, they call you all kind of things. People will tell you, our leader left this amount of money in your hand. You know why they're doing those things? That is why in America they pause the money. When you request money for our ESN men, they become very rigid. Even they make it rigid. You know why? They want our people at home to revolt against the leaders of IPOB, the leadership. That's what they're doing. They want people at home to revolt against that, because they know when Onyendu was there, anything they need, their request, it is being done. At least when our leader is there, and these things are things we know. But in the absence of our leader, they now close all the money. Everybody wants to hold everybody on ransom, so that at home, when people got wounded, or when they attack our people and wound some people, when IPOB leadership does not bring money to treat them, they will say the GOS have eaten the money. They block the money so that when the men will cry for food, you ask for money for food, they will tell you there is no money. They will start to talk rubbish. At the end of the day, people say they give you the money, you ate the money. They want, when some people who need to go to school or who have accommodational problem, if you come to request for it, they tell you, I will not give it to you, I don't do that. You and them will be exchanging words. You continue to exchange words until the whole world will hear it. Then those people will say, when Onyendu was there, you understand me, that they know what they are doing. Everything they are doing is to destroy the leadership of this movement. And to their greatest surprise, after 6 months, this leadership is still standing very strong. We know Biafra has not come. But what we are passing through, even I cannot believe. I know this is a struggle. But only if we know people that you have been working with will turn against you overnight, you don't know why they turn. People will tell you, you didn't hear from Onyendu. Those who knows, we are not that, but most things, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of this movement. And I can tell you many things, information, anyhow, the lawyers are visiting him. He's hearing. I don't know how he hears some information. I don't know. Sometimes we will be hearing him say, this thing happening like this thing happening like this. So, all these things trying to destroy the image of the DOS, especially everybody know. This is only the name. And you ask yourself, can anybody come out clearly and say, this is what Chinasa Nworu have done? I'm talking for myself. Can any of them be very sincere within yourself and say, this is what Chinasa Nworu have done? But one thing they know, I am that person who is watching their SSs. I know where they are going. I know. Let me tell you something, Mazi Chinedu. I'm digressing a little bit. Do you know the comment Jubril made a few days ago that he won't release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Do you know there are people expelled? I am telling you, this is an intel. We're not going to mention their name. There are people expelled in IPOB. They were part of us before. They've been working with the Nigerian government. They're already working with the Nigerian government. There are people who, let me tell you something. There are some of IPOB members who are working as informants for DSS. We have already got 3 people when they went to the DSS office to give updates in Imo State. They didn't know there are some of our people that were detained who recognized them. And in other states, these people expelled, they went to Abuja. This before the new year goes out. They went to promise that they are still working seriously to make sure that IPOB is destroyed. There is no need to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That's what gives Jubril the balls. Because it is our people that are giving him that confidence. And let me make it very clear. Let me tell the people to know. We know because we have sympathizers living everywhere you talk about what to do to IPOB. This leadership, we people know that we are working under the instruction of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Under the footprint of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You know what they said there? They told them to hold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for a little while. But they should make sure that they get down Chinasa Nworu and Chukwu Obiofoma because of the radio Biafra. I am telling you a pure information.
This is intelligence.
This is intelligent. They told them, continue to hold him, let us see how to make sure we get that. They say, get down Chinasa Nworu and get Chukwu Obiofoma because of the radio Biafra. Now, this will tell you what the initial stage they wanted to take over the radio. We saw. You will know why they want the radio. Even when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was there, they know these are people inside us, people that make utterances because they are not part of this thing and they want to. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you people should calm down. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu comes out this month or next month, and after you people will lay all your blame, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will say, Chinasa Nworu, I have found you wanting here, I want you to step aside. Mazen, I'm saying it on this radio, I will step aside. You won't hear my voice. If I am asked to support anybody, I will support that person. I will not say, because I am removed, I will destroy the struggle. I will never do that. I can never do that. I can never do that because this struggle has taken people's life. This is to show you every day you see matured people put their data calling Chinasa Nworu. You ask them, do you know Chinasa Nworu? They don't know. Have you seen him? You don't know. This woman on the highway, you see her last time. Chinasa Nworu. The lady because he's calling a man that is innocent. Just we want to make sure we hold this struggle. People calling names, you millions. Where is the money? There are people handling IPOB money. Ask them. When did you give? Tell them I challenge every one of them who is using the name of DOS and the name of Chinasa Nworu and Chike. Come and publish that money. If any of them publish, say that Chinasa Nworu, you make money here, I will resign tomorrow morning. Let one of them come up and say, Chinasa Nworu, with this money, do you understand me? You ate this money, I will resign tomorrow morning. But you found out that they are all working with the government. Therefore, they have tried. They failed. They are asking money that they have defeated us. They have defeated ESN. They have defeated IPOB. That is all what they are doing. They went in December to reassure them because they are surprised after 6 months. Because this was the lie these people were telling them. Say, the moment you remove Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the struggle is finished. The struggle is finished. Little did they know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have sleeping cells. They have hardliners. They are all sleeping. Even if we go out, other people will show tomorrow. So, Mazen, I would like to stop here, and today I will give our people the chance for them to ask their questions.
Yes. Before
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. There's something you mentioned here about a struggle of this nature coming on air every time, because even sometimes it's worrisome. Why a freedom fighting movement like this will be coming on air every time talking about its finance, talking about the account number, which other people never do? That brings me to ask this question, put it on the open. I know that it is the character of our people, our character, because I'm not excluding myself. It is our character that prompted our leader to start doing things like this. Because when he started, many people called him a scammer. You know, now things are in the open. Things that should be secret becomes open, and if not by the grace of Chukwuka Abiyama, becomes vulnerable. Now I ask, can we ever do something on the ground as a movement? We see the ANC. When they did their own fight, there was nothing like even social media, nothing like a radio like that. But they can communicate, and they trusted, and things were moving on. But in our own case, my goodness me, in our own case, it is something else, a freedom fighting movement. And they are also, sorry for my prolongation, but they are also used to remind me of why fighting hard in order for us not to be proscribed internationally is a wise thing to do. Otherwise, you know, Igbo people think. So the question there, I want you just to lay emphasis before we move on, because we have many things to talk and the line will soon be opened. Can we do something secretly as a people, things that matter, maybe this finance, even without releasing it, the account to the public? How do you think our people, how do you think it can operate? Can we operate even like the ANC? Like even let me say the Ambazonia that doesn't have this type of radio that galvanizes them and exposes everything, but still they move on the ground. What do you people think about this?
Oh, okay, Mazi, let me pick on, then you come in. Mazi, your question is, can IPOB handle things on the ground? Yes. IPOB have been handling a lot of things. If we have not been handling things on the ground, we won't come this far. You understand me? We won't come this far. Let me tell you something. This struggle, in every time, let me call seasonal, whether it is a year or 2 years, let me count it in season, because we are not, our achievements are not based on year in, year out, but it's on season. On events that are bringing our success. There are many things that have happened in IPOB, and they were all handled, secretly, before one person or one disgruntled member, who maybe is corrected or who pulls out, will blow everything off. For example, starting from our radio, when the transmitter, when we bought our transmitter, money was spent and brought this transmitter. It arrived. The guy who shipped this transmitter, you know, he started paying price. The money that was paid to him, he refused to remove, because one thing or the other, he started lying. Along the line, we know all the story. At the end of the day, because he knew he had sabotaged the transmitter after all the money was spent, he knew. Now, he told his cohorts, he said that there was nobody but transmitter. He knows he is the one who loaded this transmitter. On the process, our leader wants to prove to our people that this transmitter was bought, this transmitter was brought home, that this transmitter is there. He went and made a short, small video to prove to the people that this is the transmitter you people are talking about, is here. Then the enemies moving, they started looking for the transmitter. That is how, at the end of the day, our brother Madubugu was arrested. I'm sure many people do not know about Madubugu at that time. For example, the volunteers were there from beginning. Nobody knows them. From there, ESN was formed and everything is out there. People have never asked.
I want to want to live for me, not be selfish. Fighting for my rights, not be wicked. To call it up and get down on that money. I'm calling up on that money. Only shot to pop and get down on that money. To call it up and get down on that money. I'm a freedom. Come on, send a fit to kill a man. Do your own, make I do it. Stay your place, make I stay my place. How you gonna see your much more like waiting my essay. I say, waiting my essay. My candy can make it. Free me, oh, free me, oh, free me, oh, make I do my good. Free me, oh, free me, oh, free me, oh, make I enjoy my good. Free me, oh, free me, oh, free me, oh, make I do my work. Free me, oh, free me, oh, free me, oh, make I do my good. I want my own, not be jealous. Not be jealous. I want my own, not be jealous. I want to live for my own, not be selfish. Fighting for my rights, not be wicked. To call this up and get down on that money. I'm calling up and get down on that money. Only start to pop and get down on that money. To call this up and get down on that money. Yes, I'm a freedom. I know you forget Operation Python and still when the one commanded I see Nnamdi Kanu. As I dey cry every day. As I dey cry every day. You say God never leave us. God never leave us. Shout out to him, yes. Would you bless you, man, can bless whatever they do it just to prove just. Would you bless you, man, can bless finally, rest in peace, rest in peace, all the holy mercy, rest in peace, as I dey cry every day. As I dey cry every day. You say God never leave us. God never leave us. Shout out to him, yes. Would you bless you, man, can bless. Whatever they do.